Hello, my name is Edine and this is my beautiful wife Melinda. Together we are known as Hustle and Hooks. We are full-time resellers based out of the beautiful state of Michigan.
Today we're bringing you a video that's a little bit outside of our normal reseller content. We're very excited about it. We're going to be covering Alibaba.com as a business-to-business resource and a different way to find products, either to add new items to your current inventory or to build your business and expand in a more wholesale type of way.
And since the beginning, we've always told people we don't want to be resellers. And people always question that and say, well, what do you mean? Well, we want to be business owners. And this is a way that we're going to be sourcing in the near future where we can have those replenishable goods delivered to our space so that we can get them online in our market and resell them that way.
Like Edine said, this is going to be a change moving forward in our business, and that's just what you have to do. If you don't change and adapt your business models year after year, month after month, wherever it may be, if you're not always analyzing ways to improve, then you're going to fall behind everybody who is looking to the next thing to build their business.
Yeah, that's, large corporations all the way down to mom and pop shops. There's a reason why there are small businesses going out of business because their shelves are, dusty and inventory is not moving. Hey, I thought this stuff was selling well for me, and, they just keep selling that old stuff that nobody wants and scratching their head saying, well, why isn't this selling? So this is why change is a good thing. So just keep that in mind as you go through this video.
So let's go over what Alibaba.com is and how you can use it to grow your business.
Before we start showing you their website that's state-of-the-art and super user-friendly, I really wanted to emphasize that this is also for beginners. So you're literally watching us start our adventure with Alibaba.com and sourcing these replenishable goods from manufacturers all over the world, including right here in the United States, which is just awesome.
What is Alibaba.com? This is a wonderful page to go to if you're just starting out. It goes over everything. It talks you through step by step exactly how the process works. We're going to go through it a little bit today with you, of course, but it does even give you questions to ask your supplier before you even place an order. And that just allows you to have a little bit more confidence in what you're doing.
And this is not a place for you to go shopping. It's not, Amazon.com or go to eBay and buy something for yourself. It's a business-to-business website. So this gives you the visibility and the ability to order from all sorts of manufacturers with so many categories. So let's talk about some of the categories available from Alibaba.com.
What's great about them is that no matter what you're comfortable selling, no matter what you want to sell, they cover that. They have a category for that. As you can see from their main page here, they have all their different categories here. So let's go see everything that they offer, which is
a ton.
Yeah, it's basically every category, whatever category you're selling in, whatever category you've been looking to get into, you can find something that fits on their website. If you want to be selling perishable items like food or baked goods, drinks, things like that, you can see they have that. A lot of people are clothing resellers. You can get that, and you can have everything customized through Alibaba.com as well. So that's something to keep in mind too. So within each of these categories, you can always find a supplier to make something that's specific to your personal brand as well.
Yeah, it just keeps going down. So electronics, and then it goes down to equipment, components, gifts, sports, toys, health, beauty. Honestly, it's endless, which may be a little bit overwhelming at first, especially if you're just starting out. So maybe you want to try to search for something specific that you're already used to reselling. So for example, we've recently sold a lot of Wii stuff, but a lot of the stuff that we're selling is secondhand, and it's really competitive to get locally to resell online. This is a way you can source items for the Nintendo Wii, and you can find those items very simply by going up to the product search bar and just typing in Wii.
Let's just come over here and do Wii Remote and see what comes up.
Yeah, and this is something that we've sold a bunch of this stuff, but we don't sell them brand new. So here's where you could evaluate all of the types of items and suppliers and simply choose and start doing some market research. And one thing that we want to point out right away is actually two things. One is the trade assurance, and two is the verified supplier, right where Melinda is clicking around.
Let's talk about what trade assurance is. Basically, it is To break it down in the most simple form, it's a risk mitigation tool offered by Alibaba.com. Especially if you're newer to this type of buying, this can really help alleviate some of that stress that you might feel. You don't want to make a mistake. You could be spending more money than you're used to. And this goes a long way to ease some of those fears. It basically makes Alibaba.com a mitigator if anything is to happen. So if you buy directly through Alibaba.com to a supplier, they help protect that order. If you're not satisfied for whatever reason, quality or the date of delivery, they can work with you and work between you and the supplier to figure out a solution, including a refund.
And the nice thing is, like in contrast, if you, let's say you just phone up a supplier down in, let's say Minnesota or up in Minnesota, and you talk to them via email or phone, and you buy, let's say 5,000 of some unit, and it doesn't show up on time, and it gets lost or damaged. Well, what if you didn't have protection through the carrier, or what if you don't have any sort of protection? So it just kind of makes that, like Melinda said, it minimizes your risk so that you're buying with confidence, especially for someone like us that are brand new to doing this. That gives us that peace of mind of working with a company that's verified and trusted by this website.
And for even more detail on how this works, they do have that section here, and it will give you step by step on how that trade assurance will work for you as a buyer. So the second option you can filter by is this verified supplier as well. And that is also a little bit more peace of mind because, like it suggests in the title, these are suppliers that have been verified. They have a good history with Alibaba.com and other customers. So it's not necessarily going to be the cheapest option, but you're always paying a little bit more for more peace of mind, knowing that your shipment is going to come in on time, knowing that you're going to get the product, the specifications that you and the supplier have agreed upon. You can see now that I've selected verified supplier, you can see how long they've been selling. So their history of 7 years, 4 years. Obviously, if they weren't doing something right, Alibaba.com wouldn't allow them to continue selling on their site because it would be bad business for them as well.
So let's say that we're in the market for these 2-in-1 Wii wireless remotes nunchuck controllers. So if we click into here, you can learn a little bit more detail about the supplier and what you're receiving. So you can see clearly on the screen, there are a lot of different options, but there's a 20-piece minimum order quantity, and it gives you a price range between $5 and $10. So when you're doing this, you really want to do your research and see what are these items selling for, what is your profit margin, how much is shipping going to be, how fast are you going to get the item, do they have expedited shipping, so on and so forth. And you can see also that their response time for this specific supplier is less than 6 hours, and they've sold a lot of stuff with a 98.3 on-time delivery rate, which is fantastic, especially for someone like me that comes from distribution, manufacturing, warehousing. 98.3 is solid. So you have to do your research. You definitely want to shop around. You can see that there's many different payment options, credit card, wire transfer, Apple Pay, and so on.
And you'll also notice that under each of these is this button, Contact Supplier. I would strongly recommend contacting anyone that you're going to be doing big business with before you place an order. So I clicked into that, and you can see it's a customizable form, and you can basically like email, go back and forth. Remember that some of these suppliers, depending on where you choose to buy from, their response time is dependent on their working hours. So if they don't get back to you right away, remember that they could be working in a different time zone. So right away for them may not be until nighttime, your time.
And speaking of time zones, if you look over here to the right side where Melinda is clicking around, the Global Expo, you can find suppliers right here in the United States as well. So when you go through here, look at that. I mean, you can get all those categories we talked about: fashion, beauty, industry, medical, so on and so forth. And all this product is made right here in the United States. So the time zone is going to be not as drastic as really you're going to go from, we're in the Eastern Standard Time Zone. So it's going to be plus or minus 3 hours for us maximum, which is pretty nice. It's something that we definitely encourage you to take a look at. Go to Alibaba.com. Start clicking around, looking at the options, and just giving it a taste. It's kind of like what's your favorite food, right? And if someone says, well, I'm not really sure, Well, try all the foods and then figure out which one you like and you don't like. Same thing with suppliers or types of items to sell and so forth.
Yeah, and remember that you can go back and forth with a specific supplier or distributor multiple times until you feel comfortable that you're going to get a product that you actually want to sell. So that's what's great about Alibaba.com is that you can feel comfortable getting a product. You can ask them about lead times, delivery times, minimum orders. Can they give you a discount? Any question that you might have, you can communicate with them. And that's a really nice thing about this website is that you can actually build business relationships, not just order product.
And that's really key. You want to build these relationships with suppliers so that for your long-term, your longevity, right, in reselling, you want to find businesses that you can trust and they want to work with you. So, let's say that you're the manufacturer distributor. Of course, you would have all that information available so that people can ask those questions, you can be transparent, and you can gain their business. That's
Right.
what everyone on this website is doing. They want your business, so they're going to be the best they can be to satisfy you as the customer.
As you saw, some of those minimum quantity orders were smaller. So even if you would feel more comfortable, just even in communicating with suppliers, that might be something that you could do for practice even. If you order a 2 quantity order, but you get familiar with how it works with going back and forth with people who fulfill large quantity orders. We also just want to reiterate that it's just so user friendly, very easy to use. Just click onto their website, just start moving around, familiarize yourself with everything, and it'll probably get you excited to sort of move into that next level of selling. I know that's what's been happening for us. We're like, oh, well, we could sell that or we could sell that. Maybe this is a category we could dip our feet into. This is something we could try. There's just so much available on their site, just giving you ideas that it's worth checking out. We hope that gave you some good insight into how Alibaba.com works, and maybe it's a way for you to incorporate newer inventory to your pre-owned goods inventory that you're already selling. Keep in mind that even if you primarily sell pre-owned goods, it's always good to supplement that with new with tags, new in boxes type of inventory because it gets new eyes on your store. It invites different people to come and shop you.
Think of it this way. Let's say you get those vMotion, controllers and somebody's buying it, but you also have a bunch of used pre-owned video games for the Nintendo. Now you have a new set of eyes, like Munda said. Or even with vintage clothing, maybe someone's buying brand new apparel from you and they're looking at your store and they run into something, they're like, I remember the Winnie the Pooh, I remember Mickey, I remember having that shirt. And now you have new customers looking at your pre-owned items as well. So again, it's all about getting that traffic to your store, and getting new product that's brand new is a fantastic way to do it. And Alibaba.com is a fantastic place for you to source from.
Either way, we do hope this video was informative of different ways you can grow your own business. And as always, if you like this content, give us the likey, the subscribey.
All the goodies.
Stay tuned for more content, and until next time, take care.
Take care, guys.